My name is Marietta Mehanni. Today we're using just one dumbbell. Now what we're going to be doing is a big M crossover jack, which means that we're going to cross the legs over. We're going to do rebounding and suspended. Now with your dumbbell you can either place your hands on the foam, it can be around the side, or if it's long enough in the center you can place your hands in the middle. I'm going to go with this one today, and all you're going to do is push pull under the water as you do the crossover jack. So let's go ahead and do that. So crossover jack, push and pull, in and out. So I'm having to push the dumbbell down into the water so it's coming up towards my waist, and it's coming all the way in and pushing all the way out. And I'm lifting my knees up and pushing off the bottom of the pool, and I'm jumping up as high as I can, okay? Now that's the first exercise. The second exercise is to do exactly the same thing, but suspended. So we're going to go crossover, in, out, in, out. Now the hard part is actually lifting your knees up to do this movement and kick your legs down. Now notice I'm not in deeper water, so these exercises would also work in deeper water with the suspended movement pattern, but it is totally doable in chest depth water as well. The key thing here is that they have to bring the knees up and kick their legs down, and you need to really coach that on pool deck. So up, out, up. Now their bodies will be leaning forward slightly. Yep, so that's okay. They're not going to be able to stay completely upright if they're standing in chest depth water. And the other thing too is really encourage them to bring the dumbbell as close to the body as possible. Here, out. So what's it good for? It's great heart rate. My legs are working. My upper body's getting a workout with a push-pull. Yeah, and it's a nice, you can create some great variety with this, with doing some touching the bottom and some off. For example, cross, out, and cross, out, and cross, out, and cross, out. So you can combine rebounding off the bottom and the suspended work. The arms just push and pull the dumbbell forwards. And that is this week's Aqua Tip. The crossover big M jack with the dumbbell clearly requires either a chair or a aqua frame. Now we'll go with the chair to start off with so that you can see the demonstration. Not that difficult, and you can always start by demonstrating the legs first, touching the bottom of the pool, and then holding the dumbbell and then pushing the dumbbell in and out. Now the key thing here is to remind them that they need to push the dumbbell downwards into the water. Otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to see it up near the surface, and it's not going to be as effective an exercise for the upper body. So you've got to keep the dumbbell down, so make sure that you're not pushing the dumbbell up in front of your face. Now of course when you do it with your feet off the bottom of the pool, it's hard to demonstrate with both the arms and the legs. So my recommendation is you place the dumbbell down, you grip the back of the chair, you get your feet up off the bottom. Gripping the back of the chair makes it easier for you to lift your legs up. Get them, understand that this is what you want them to do with the legs, and then demonstrate that you want them to continue with the arms. If they did them touching the bottom of the pool with the dumbbells, then it won't be such a stretch when they go to taking their feet off the bottom. They'll understand what they're supposed to do with their arms. Now the aqua frame makes everything easier, and there's lots of different ways that you can use the frame for this exercise. So we can start off by either you can hold on to the dumbbell and sit on the back of the frame and demonstrate the legs whilst using one hand, and explain that it's a two-handed motion. So you can use one hand so they can see that the dumbbell motion is happening and the legs are happening, or you can place the dumbbell down, demonstrate what you want them to do with the legs, and then explain that you're holding the dumbbell with both hands and you're pushing and pulling in towards the waist. Now, the advantage of using the frame is the fact that when I want to demonstrate legs up off the bottom of the pool, I can now still do that with that one arm demonstration, using my hand to stabilize myself on the frame, and then explain that it's a two-handed motion. Of course, you could do it with one hand. There's another option that you could definitely do this exercise with one hand, with the feet on the bottom and off the bottom. So keep that in your little back pocket there. Now, when you're doing the combination, my recommendation is that you show them without the dumbbell, and then you show them with the feet off the bottom. So touch the bottom out, touch the bottom out, cross out, cross out. And all I'm doing is shifting my weight from being off the frame, holding myself up with my arms, to sitting on the back of the frame, which it's designed to do, and then demonstrate with the legs. And of course, by this stage, just simply asking them to do this motion whilst they're performing that exercise should be easy, because they've already performed it touching the bottom and off the bottom, and now you're combining the two. It's a great little exercise. It does take some planning in regards to, okay, where are you going to go so that you can teach this effectively. But it's quite simple in that it doesn't require a lot of teaching. People pretty much can get it by watching you demonstrate. So use the equipment that you've got around you. If you can get your hands on a frame, then this makes the world so much easier. And that is this week's Aqua Tip.